Well, up you guys are sight for sore ears. Welcome to the Anti-Spider-Man show, everybody. We're back. We're back doing like regular episodes. That's right, everyone. Like, this is season 3, episode 1 of that Anti-Spider-Man show. For those of you coming into this nice and hot and fresh, this is a podcast where we go through the episodes of that the Spider-Man the Animated Series. I forgot what the name of the episode was called then. And we talk about it for a while.
You also forgot what the word show was as well.
Yeah, it was a whole
show, series, cartoon.
Yeah, we go through episode by episode, and yeah, that's what we do.
If you're looking for a bare minimum of your podcasters being able to speak, then this is the wrong podcast.
Yeah, we don't really do coherence over here.
No.
We do names, though. You're talking to your two hosts for that 90s Spider-Man show.
They're not talking to us.
Well, they might be talking to us, and you don't want to
I hope they're not.
I kind of hope they are, you know? Like Mr. Rogers. I hope you have a good day, children.
If you think you're a Mr. Rogers equivalent, then you're severely deranged.
I feel like you know that I'm severely deranged. Anyway, I'm your severely deranged host, Henry, and alongside me is my long-suffering co-host, it's Jack.
That's the word for it, yeah. Luckily for us, this incoherent intro is gonna run right into an incoherent episode.
It was on brand. The reason I was fucking everything up was because this whole episode is chaos.
Yeah. Before we jump into it, I just want to say that this episode makes a lot more sense if you think that after what happened last season with the whole neogenic nightmare, if you haven't listened to those episodes, go back, because he turned into a spider, hung out with vampire, and then another vampire
who fucks.
Yeah, and a vampire who doesn't fuck.
Definitely doesn't fuck.
Just quite a lot of traumatic shit happened to him. Then he, I think he had a bit of a mental breakdown. And this is a sort of like fever dream happening within a mental institution.
This is the Majora's Mask of Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Yeah, this is like how he copes with the fact that he can't find Mary Jane, as he invents a series of events where she is flying around shooting laser beams at her eyes.
Spoilers, Jack. God.
Yeah. I mean, as always, like, it's good to watch the episode and then listen to our podcast about it so you know what the fuck we're talking about. But this time I feel like
you won't know what the fuck is happening unless you see it on screen.
If you'll get like 5 minutes to be like, I have to see this shit, they must be making it up.
Nope. All of this, as we see, well, we're about to describe to you, actually goddamn happened. And it happened in 20 minutes, and that still blows my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have to just dive right into this insanity. So, as a little bit of like a previously on Spider-Man the Animated Series, so the last thing we have of the season is Mary Jane going to meet her father, who abandoned her as a child.
Yeah.
And then Peter's going to be there for support, but he's late because he's garbage human being, yep. And by the time he gets there, she's gone. And he has no idea where she's gone. And that's how we ended season 2. Yeah,
so you end on that mystery, and then it kind of goes places. What's the name of this episode?
This season is The Sins of the Fathers, as last season was Neogenic Nightmare. Mm-hmm. And the first episode is called Doctor Strange. I don't know whose daddy Doctor Strange is, but
I guess the daddy issues here is Mary Jane's. This is a daddy issue episode, I guess, still.
Yeah.
So,
but I guess it was inappropriate to call it Who's Your Daddy?
yeah, who's your daddy, Mary Jane?
Rejected title.
Or they could have called it Daddy Strange.
Daddy Strange sounds really sexual.
I think it sounds like some kind of 70s rock band.
70s porno. Strange, like, trolling for strange is like going out and looking for, like, human women to have sex with.
I don't think the 70s was known for, like, any kind of subtlety in their porno titles.
But he could be a porn star.
No one's going to want that.
A Doctor Strange porn?
No, that's different. But, like, if you just had a porn star called
Doctor
Daddy Strange.
I feel that's a good porn star name.
No, it's not.
I mean...
Why? No.
Let the listeners decide what a good porn name is.
No, I'm deciding it's terrible.
Email into that90spidermanshow@gmail.com or check out our Twitter and tweet Jack saying that that's a great porn name.
I don't think even people who are into strange stuff like to label it as strange.
No, I don't mean strange as in, like, odd or, like, weird. I mean strange as in, like, that's a name for, like, an amount of sex. Like, the phrase trolling for strange means that, like...
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of obscure.
I feel it's like a 70s term. Okay. Strange, according to Urban Dictionary, means sex outside of your current relationship.
Okay.
or a piece of ass that you get in addition to your regular woman.
I'm assuming this is from like the Oxford Dictionary.
Of course, yeah. A clever, still slightly naughty synonym for more profane terms like pussy or trim.
Okay, well, let's stop that like there.
But like the point is, you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we should probably at this point start the episode. So, with all that in mind, folks, the first thing we see in season 3 of Spider-Man the Animated Series is a pair of blue eyes and red hair in a ninja mask, and we zoom out to see a group of ninjas flying through the air.
Yep.
That's how we start. Then we see our hero Spider-Man swinging by, just missing them, didn't quite see them. But Spider-Man, as like his kind of customary at this point, is upset about something. So this time he's upset that he lost the love of his life, apparently. Because he couldn't be bothered to show up for her when she was meeting her father, who abandoned her. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna be late. But he didn't ever do that. And there's like a little mini flashback where like Peter goes to like Mary Jane's aunt and is like, I lost her.
Right.
My bad. And she's like, you piece of shit, this is your fault.
For those who can't remember or haven't listened to like earlier episodes, we've both watched this show, but we watched it when we were kids.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you watched the whole thing or not. I can't remember.
I watched like in and around, but not like all the way through.
Yeah, I think I did all the way through, but I was a lot younger. So there's a lot I've forgotten about it. But then as soon as Aunt Anna came on screen, I was like, oh.
This bitch.
She is the absolute worst, and I think she gets worse, but she is... I mean, understandably, her niece has gone missing, but holy shit, she is like Aunt May Mark II.
She's like the symbiote version of Aunt May.
The dark reflection
Oh, no.
of Aunt May. If this was an MCU movie, she is who Aunt May would fight at the end.
This episode should end with an aunt fight, and it would be less confusing. I digress. How many times am I going to say that this episode? Peter kind of blames himself, as you would, because it was his fault.
Yeah, I mean, magic notwithstanding.
But, like, he doesn't know that at this point.
Yeah.
He did show up late, and I guess, like, if he was there...
Of all things to be late for, you know, meeting a strange man, it's not even the emotional support she needed, it's just like, she's meeting someone she doesn't know on her own, she asks you to accompany her, turn the fuck up.
Like, you're literally Spider-Man. Yeah. What are you doing? And he, like, fails in this most basic of support tasks. And, yeah, he's kind of, like, having a bit of a pity party, but it's kind of brought to a screeching halt by more flying ninjas.
Yeah. Lots of flying ninjas in this episode.
And Spider-Man's obviously like, what the actual fuck?
It's I kind of like that they just start that insane. That's the thing, like, there's a lot of flying ninjas in, like, the early... the Strange Tales comics that Doctor Strange started out in. There's flying ninjas in that, and it just happens, but you kind of get used to it in that, but this is not a Doctor Strange show, so it's super abrupt.
Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, there's flying ninjas now, don't worry about it, don't think about it.
The last season was like all like sci-fi, like Frankenstein
David Cronenberg stuff. Okay, Spider-Man notices flying ninjas and she's like, the fuck? And then we cut to a mansion where an Asian man is meditating. He hears a noise, and he kind of runs to the sound, like the source of the sound, and it turns out to be those ninjas who kick the shit out of him. And then, like, Spider-Man kind of shows up, being like, what the fuck is going on? He webs up some ninjas, and then he realizes they have super strength, so, one of them kind of grabs him from behind, he starts, like, struggling, and he kind of pulls her hood off, and it's Mary Jane! She can shoot lasers from her eyes now!
Yeah, sure.
She's just like, yeah, like, he shoots lasers from her eyes. It's not really explained. And,
I mean,
like,
it's magic.
Yeah. And
we're not going to get on that trip where you start going into the physics of this episode, are we?
I mean, like, we could if you wanted to, but I feel like I've already pissed away so much time.
Yeah, I will tell you in advance, I never want to.
Fine. I won't talk about lasers anymore.
No, you could talk about lasers, but...
Just like...
The lasers are lasers.
Just casual laser talk.
Yeah, you just gotta, like, live with it. This is a world of lasers. We've had sci-fi lasers.
Yeah.
Now there's magic eye lasers.
Okay, fine. Speaking of magic, a dude shows up to do some more magic. He's kind of like warning Spider-Man, don't fuck with these flying ninjas, dude. But Spider-Man's like, nah, fuck you, magic man. And he's kind of swinging after them and he's going, Mary Jane, why don't you remember me? Also, why are you flying? And he kind of throws like a tracer at Mary Jane. It lands on her leg and it leads him to a building. And the building, unfortunately, is shrouded in a mysterious red aura.
Yeah.
And he tries to, like, go into the building, but like he's stopped. But luckily, the wizard shows up to be less confusing by astral projecting onto him and saying, "Hey, get the fuck out." And Spider-Man's like, "Who are you, you Tony Stark looking bitch?" The wizard kind of says, "I'm Doctor Strange, master of the mystic arts," and then he disappears. Then we cut to inside the building. There's a guy, and he recites a spell. MJ flies in, which is a sentence I'm never going to get over saying.
Yeah.
And she says she had a wonderful visit with her father, which she patently did not.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy says that this is the purpose of the Center for Reunification, which sounds so much like a cult.
It is a cult. It's 100%
It's like a cult. Unlike other cults we know, like Scientology, not only is this one like full of magic, John Travolta is not involved. MJ and the other flying ninjas go to their rooms, and once they're gone, a portal opens, and that's when we see like the guy's boss, who is an angry demon head.
This is when Dormammu comes in.
Yeah, and he's kind of like pissed off at the other guy doing the magic. He's like a bit of an abusive boss. He's kind of chastising him for not getting the wand of Watu.
I think at this... Can we say who it is? Because I think this is already confusing.
Okay, so the guy casting the spell, who's being like chewed out by Dormammu, his name is Baron Mordo. Mordo's kind of like, "I'm sorry I fucked up," but like Dormammu's kind of like yelling at him for like not getting the report in on time. He's like, "Where's my wand of Watu, you bitch?" And then he's saying, "I can't return to this dimension." So he kind of tells Mordo to get this wand at all costs, without so much as a please.
It's also worth mentioning for those who know Dormammu just through the movie, he does look a bit different, as in entirely different.
Completely different.
Like he's a dude.
He's just some guy with like he's like he looks like the Human Torch.
Yeah, he's got like a Human Torch head,
but he's wearing like a bitchin' collar.
Yeah, to be honest, I prefer that look to Dormammu. I like it when he makes a body for himself. Although, like, I guess in the movie, I think he looks terrible in the movie personally. But like when I look at like the idea and when I look at like the concept art for that movie and stuff, it looks really cool. But I think the way they pulled it off, they like made his face so expressive that he just looks like kind of goofy, almost. Which is kind of weird for like this like eldritch god Lovecraftian horror.
When you say goofy, I just imagine like the Disney Goofy, but like what you got there, Doctor Strange? Have you come to bargain? I'm gonna eat your planet.
You got a good Goofy.
Yeah, I was like kind of like weighing up like, do I have a good Goofy on me? And apparently I did.
It's like if Mickey Mouse was from the South.
Yeah. So, I don't know about you, but I've had a boss like this who just, like, is this level of abusive, and I'm like, how did you get your management training skills, Dormammu?
It's almost like a stupid level of, get this done, I don't want to hear excuses, even when I actually do need to hear those excuses.
Yeah.
But you give Dormammu a bit of leeway, because the idea of someone struggling to get, like, a wand, it must be kind of frustrating, because he's, like, a universe, basically.
Yeah, but, like, as a universe, you need to have better, like, management skills. If there was an HR in this cult, Mordo would have reported him to it by now.
I mean, it's kind of like the equivalent of a manager of an office branch managing a small dog.
Yeah.
And then just kind of getting annoyed because it won't sit down. I think that's what's happening here.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like poor leadership skills. He needs to take a course in interdimensional business management.
Well, I mean, if you're asking for more empathy from like the ruler of the dark dimension... No one calls it the Dark Dimension if it's like a good time. Then they'd call it the Good Vibes Dimension.
Yeah, welcome to the Good Vibes Dimension. I'm Dormammu.
Yeah.
You want some of this pina colada?
If Stephen Strange is Doctor Strange, then like Dormammu is Mr. Nasty. You know?
That also sounds like a porn title. Daddy Strange and Mr. Nasty is definitely a porn title.
Yeah, like Mr. Nasty's like the sultry, like grim, like emo one.
I was gonna say which one of them would have the mustache, but they would both have the mustache.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Although Mr. Nasty just makes me think of like this clip which I'm obsessed with and which no one else in the world is, which is Tom Hanks in You've Got Mail. He's just he's just emailing Meg Ryan, and then he's just talking about how he gets tempted to be an asshole, and he's like, all of a sudden, here he is, here comes Mr. Nasty. You zing them. And I just like, it's stuck in my head all the time, and I'm going to cut it in here, and then the rest of you can be obsessed with it as well.
Yeah.
Or just listen to it and be like, what's wrong with Jack?
Do you ever feel you become the worst version of yourself? That a Pandora's box of all the secret, hateful parts, your arrogance, your spite, your condescension, has sprung open? Someone provokes you, and instead of just smiling and moving on, you zing them. Hello, it's Mr. Nasty.
Also, please hold your slash fic. We don't want to hear about your erotic fiction starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Hanks. No one wants to read that.
I feel like you've willed it into being by saying that.
That's the internet for you.
Yeah.
Back at the Sorcerer's Mansion, Doctor Strange puts the wand back in its rightful place. And this is where we see the Asian man again. For those of you who don't know this is Wong.
We've been so mysterious about it.
Yeah. And who you might remember him in Avengers Infinity War doing absolutely fuck all.
Yeah, I'm still mad at Endgame for ruining the meme.
Yeah.
Because the idea of Wong just piecing out and being like, it sounds like, you got it rough, Steve. I think I left the stove on.
Yeah.
I need to go. And then Endgame is like, oh no, he's super useful. And I'm like, fuck you.
No, he's not.
I don't want him to be a useful character. I want him to be a meme.
What I definitely think happened was that he got like an intern to do all the work and took credit for it.
Yeah, maybe. He is that kind of like middle management.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the way they went with Wong in the movies is kind of interesting because they couldn't really do the way he is in the comics because it's a bit problematic. He's like a manservant, basically.
Yeah, I figured.
And so in this, they kind of made him like
completely useless.
Well, in Infinity War, he's useful in Doctor Strange, but it's like more of a thing of like he's the intro to the magic world. And,
yeah.
But they also they made him funny and goofy and kind of adorable.
Yeah.
So he's almost just now he's like this bumbling middle management at the Sanctorum or whatever the fuck it's called.
Now I'm just imagining in like a Marvel Universe, but with like the cast of The Office, or the cast of The Office with like Marvel Universe characters, and like if we're talking about that, then Wong is kind of like the Michael Scott of that universe, or the Dwight. He's the Dwight of that universe.
Yeah, I suppose so. Assistant to the Sorcerer Supreme. Did you notice anything in particular about Wong's voice?
I didn't actually, but I'm sure you'll tell me something very interesting.
I remember watching it and I was like, this dude sounds just like George Takei, and it's George Takei.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
God damn.
He's kind of like, I feel like in more recent years, since he's become more of a meme and more of a like everyone knows George Takei's voice.
Yeah.
Everyone loves George Takei. I feel like when he's done voice acting and stuff, he's amped it up and he played it down like with his actual normal voice in this. And so I was like, no, it's probably not George Takei, but it totally was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There's some weird ass like voice acting in this. Like,
there's got a surprisingly good voice talent.
While we're here, the person whose voices Baron Mordo is the actor. I forgot his name, but he plays Dougie Milford in Twin Peaks. Who, for anyone who's watched that show, is like I think he's like the brother of the mayor, and then they have like an old man fight. Anyway, it's another like I got to find a way to talk about Twin Peaks, so he's in there. And then Doctor Strange is voiced by John Vernon, aka Dean Wormer from Animal House.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Daddy Strange is Daddy Dean.
Becoming a whole can of worms. But yeah.
Mordo House. I don't know if it carries over into the audio medium, but shakes fist.
Oh god, I'm completely lost. Okay, Doctor Strange is like, hey, Baron Mordo's back, Wong. And then Wong's like, who's Baron Mordo? And Doctor Strange is like, I'm going to log into the exposition now.
Yeah, this is my origin story.
Yeah, and he just like launches unprompted into his backstory.
I don't know if we have to go into exactly, but it does differ a little bit from the movie.
Towards the end of like Doctor Strange's backstory in this, I'd say.
Yeah, because like the thing they do in the movie that was interesting is Baron Mordo's like a good guy for the whole movie, and then at the end he becomes a villain, but it's like he wants to stop magic entirely, whereas he's just an asshole in the comics.
Yeah.
And he tries to kill the Ancient One, and that's kind of how Doctor Strange kind of gets involved because he saves the Ancient One's life.
Yeah. So, for reference, Chiwetel Ejiofor's character in Doctor Strange the movie, this is who we're talking about.
Yeah, but in this, he's got a sweet goatee and is white and is just a jerk.
He's just a raging asshole. So yeah, the Ancient One's like, yeah, you should be my student. And Doctor Strange initially is like, oh, I've just come out of medical school. I don't want to be a student again. My loans are through the roof. Your faculty is kind of shite, you know? And he's like, no. But after, like, saving the Ancient One from Baron Mordo,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'll be a student, whatever. Do you have, like, a student bursary or something? And assuming they figure it out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was an unpaid internship. But,
yeah.
But he can make it work because he has a really nice house in Greenwich.
Yeah.
So inherited wealth
Yeah.
makes that shit easier.
Yeah. I mean, like, if he wasn't, like, a rich surgeon, there's no opportunities to go to, like, wherever, like, the H1 is and, like, get the internship, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about who you know.
He's got the time and money to go find himself.
Yeah. Doctor Strange says to Wong that, like, ever since that moment, I've been trained to kick Mordo's ass.
Yeah.
So, it cuts to the Daily Bugle, where Pete is doing some research work into the Centre of Reunification, while Robbie Robertson, who has no questions whatsoever about this, says, oh yeah, this is a cult. And he says the leader is a dude called Baron Mordo. Peter decides, I've got to get into this cult somehow. So he kind of says, yeah, I want to be part of this cult, man. Where's the Kool-Aid at?
I feel like we're like 5 minutes into the episode.
We
Who's
got
listening at home? He's already like infiltrating this cult.
Yeah.
And it's just like no time has passed in the episode.
You could literally start the episode, go and like make a cup of tea, and you come back and Peter Parker is joining a cult.
Yeah. Yeah, so he gets
And that's
like,
the most insane thing that's happened so far.
yeah, so he just like robes up and
He just robes up, he's like, yeah, I'm in a cult now.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets in there, he's like, I'm going to go find Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And he's just going through different rooms, and he's like, oh, Mary Jane, here you are. He finds her, and he's asking her about, like, the fact that she was shooting lasers out of her fucking eyes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was
Yeah.
visiting my dad.
yeah, I was hanging with my dad.
Side note, doesn't Peter have college or something? At the very least, he has a job. He can't just join a cult.
This is reading week.
I was in a cult, I couldn't make this exam.
Yeah.
Also, an extension of his coursework. MJ's convinced that she was just visiting her father. But Peter's like, let's get out of here. She says, oh, I'm happy here. I get to see with my father. But Peter does not give a fuck.
Of course, like the Peter Parker of the show always does, is like, I'm going to ignore that information and just pursue this in the dumbest way possible.
He tries to kidnap her,
Yeah.
which obviously goes wrong. She sets them an alarm, and all the cult people are like, hey, stop trying to kidnap this woman. And they kind of like capture him, and he can't beat the shit out of them because they know he's Spider-Man.
Yeah. And
he's kind of face to face with Baron Mordo, who's like, oh, I've been helping MJ find her father. And then he kind of reads Peter's mind and he's like, you're looking for someone too, aren't you? But like, I don't know how Baron Mordo's mind reading powers work, but he's kind of just missed the fact that Spider-Man just broke into his cult.
Yeah, I guess he's just engaging with the daddy part of the brain.
He's only a daddy psychic.
Yeah.
Any other kind of like mind reading, he's useless.
I guess he's not going to go in and be like, every time, like, is this person a superhero?
I'm kind of curious as to how these mind powers work.
I mean, you don't know, so it has a million rules to it. Who knows?
Are you sure you don't want to like debate it with me?
I can't think of anything worse.
Oh yeah, so he kind of like projects into his mind like a vision of his parents.
Yeah.
And Peter's mother kind of goes like, we'll never abandon you again. He kind of comes to, like he comes back to like reality in his own room. I don't know how this happened, but as soon as he like comes to, he's like, I want to change into Spider-Man. And he just takes off his robe and he's already in his Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious when you think about it, because he's like in the full costume and the robe doesn't completely cover it even.
But what you were forgetting as well is he came into the cult wearing his regular Peter Parker clothes.
Did he?
Yeah, he must have.
What do you mean he must have? I thought he came in with the robes.
But he came to the cult not having the robes, I'm assuming.
Well, you're assuming.
So he bought his own robes.
I think he brought his own robes.
The robe economy has
I
started.
think he came in. I think actually, you don't just walk into a cult. I think he signed up online, waited for them to send him the welcome package, which included a robe.
Okay.
And then he put it on over his thing, and then he came in for the meeting date. He paid a fee. Now Aunt May's not going to be able to make rent anymore.
Like, what's a couple of weeks on the street, really? She can go to, like, a homeless shelter. She likes those. So, Peter just takes off his robe. He's wearing his full Spider-Man costume. how they don't like look at his feet once during this entire exchange, we'll never know.
I guess they're not judging his footwear. But this
But,
guy
like-
loves long red stockings.
I guess like if you're in a cult, a guy with like red stockings is probably kind of normal.
Yeah.
If you see like a guy with red stockings trying to kidnap a cult member, you're like, oh goddamn it, Peter, seriously, not again.
Yeah.
But Mordo at that exact moment was like, fly my pretties. And we see maybe the best screenshot of the entire show of Spider-Man just flying through the air. Spider-Man flies now.
We were both willing this to happen. We were like, please let him fly. Please
let
make him fly. Please make him fly.
And there was like a
then-
massive cheer when he flew.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I don't know where we are. Like 7 minutes in, Spider-Man is flying through the
Spider-Man
sky.
is goddamn flying.
Yeah. And he's going
He's
like...
broken into a cult and he's now flying.
And he's torpedoing as well. It's like his arm, their arms are
Yeah.
at the side. They're going like full Toretto, like Fast and Furious 6
Yeah.
torpedo move.
I was gonna say like Bullet in the rest of Development.
Yeah, that's
Shoot me!
So Spider-Man's shooting through the sky
Yep.
like a big piece of pie.
That is Amore. But he is doing this for Amore. Indirectly.
Amore J.
Oh, God. Stop the podcast, we're done. Jesus Christ, you've been taking Henry pills.
I think I just haven't slept.
It's the same as taking Henry pills.
Yeah.
Back to Castle Strange, where, like, the ninjas are up. And Spider-Man has joined them. And Spider-Man kind of, like, beats the shit out of Doctor Strange. He webs him up. He's about to toss him from a building. Mm-hmm. Again, this is probably minute 8 of the episode. Spider-Man throwing Doctor Strange off a building. Or about to. And he kind of realizes, oh shit, like, Spider-Man's under a spell. And he, like, does his own spell to kind of snap him out of it. While this is all happening, Mary Jane makes up with the wand. And she kind of returns to the cult.
And this one, by the way, it looks like a bone.
Yeah.
But like a cartoon bone.
It's like something Sideshow Mel would wear.
Yeah,
His hair.
exactly. It looks dumb as hell.
Yeah. MJ flies back, apparently, and returns to the cult where Brian Mordo is pretending to be her dad.
Did you just say Brian Mordo?
I don't know if his first name was Baron Brian Mordo.
Brian Mordo, that's so much less threatening.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, he's Baron Bone now because he's got the bone, but I mean, I guess he's Brian Bone. Not even Mordo, just Brian Bone.
Brian Bone. Well, Baron Mordo is his stage name, but like,
Right, yeah.
in his private life, he's just Brian Bone.
Yeah.
Which also sounds like a porn star. Okay, yeah. So, Brian Bone is pretending to be MJ's dad now.
He looks kind of like Baron Mordo anyway, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to change much.
No. So yeah, MJ calls Brian Bone daddy, and we head back to Castle Strange, where Doctor Strange is like, yeah, everyone's fucked now, pretty much. Basically, Dormammu is loose, and Spider-Man's like, who the fuck is that? I don't know any of these people you're talking about. And Doctor Strange explains that, like, oh yeah, let me just cast this exposition spell for you. Mm-hmm. And he explains that Dormammu is going to devour the fuck out of the earth like a bowl of cereal. And that's a callback to our MCU Phase 4 episode, we're talking about Dormammu's.
Yeah.
And it's time for breakfast. And Spider-Man's like, yeah, I'll help. And Doctor Strange says, oh, we're probably going to die doing this.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man just about resists the urge to tell him, oh yeah, I don't care if I live or die.
Yeah.
He's not even considering. He's like, yeah, what else?
I love the level of just instant commitment Spider-Man has in this episode.
Yeah.
I think he got completely broken by the last season.
Yeah,
and now he's just like, nothing matters.
He's gone full nihilist.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll just join this cult now.
Yeah.
It doesn't even end at this point. He just like, yeah, whatever. We might die. So, together with Doctor Strange and Wong, he kind of like gets to like the building. Again, the red aura's there, but Doctor Strange uses a spell. They're inside the cult, where they're immediately confronted by cultists, and Mordo is like, oh shit, Doctor Strange is here. And he has to like summon Dormammu using the wand. Spider-Man whips up the wands and kind of like, yeah, oh no you don't. And it's time for a wizard fight. Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange and Mordo start like fighting.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man goes to Wong like, you should help him. And Wong is just a bitch.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is Doctor Strange's fight. It's his destiny or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm just gonna stand here. And it's like, what the fuck did they bring you?
He needs to show him who the real daddy is.
Yeah.
Says you're merely posing as a daddy.
Yeah.
I was born a daddy.
He's gotta get on top. He's gonna like prove he's the top wizard. I mean,
Sure.
get your mind out of the gutter, Jack. Seriously.
What about the one making this a porno episode?
You're just giving me like porno names. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Not mention that they sound like porno names.
Anyway, back to the boning.
Back to like the wizard on wizard action. Strange briefly subdues Mordo, but then Dormammu kind of possesses him
Right.
and then puppets him into kicking the shit out of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man at this point is just watching everything and kind of going on from like the Death Wish theme that's going on. He fucking decides to just jump into this interdimensional portal. It's amazing.
I think the best way to describe this moment is he jumps dick first into the dark
He
dimension.
fucks that portal.
Yeah, he is not caring. Who cares what happens
To me, yeah.
I don't think he even knew that this was going to be helpful. I
Yeah.
think this was just a plea for help.
Maybe I'll die.
I guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die now. But yeah, he just dives right the fuck in. And he's like, yeah, what's up, Dormammu? I've come to bargain with these fists.
It's just so crazy, the idea of Spider-Man fighting Dormammu. It's
Yeah.
just so, like...
It's amazing how Doctor Strange is like, yo, like this is like some interdimensional shit. Like, you're probably gonna die. Spider-Man's like, yeah, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Let
like
me at him.
Nancy Drew versus Cthulhu. You know, it's just, like, so wildly out of his league.
How was your first instinct not to go like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go fight the Scorpion.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
And he doesn't even get a brag about it later
Yeah.
to Mary Jane, like, I did all that.
Yeah. No, there's no payoff.
He does all of that, and then he goes, sorry I was late.
I was late. So he got kidnapped by a cult leader.
Yeah, I was late. You got kidnapped by a cult leader, and then I hung around for a few months until Spider-Man got you back.
Thank God he showed up, otherwise I would have done nothing.
Yeah. And I also managed to not show up to university or work.
Yeah, I have wasted $9,000 so far doing nothing. Ugh, I'm in so much debt, Mary Jane. I hope this was worth it. But yeah, so Spider-Man in the Dark Dimension fighting an intergalactic space demon. Surprisingly, he's outmatched. Like, Dormammu just turns into a dragon. It's kind of fucking badass.
Yeah, it's very, Sleeping Beauty.
I was
shit.
going to say, it reminded me of Sleeping Beauty so much, like the end of Sleeping Beauty. Spider-Man's costume is red, blue, and now a little bit of brown. And having won this fight with Mordo, even possessed, Mordo runs off, and Doctor Strange is kind of like, what the fuck are you doing, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
He kind of jumps into the dimension to help him out. And then Spider-Man's like, oh yeah, I'm in a big hole here. And Doctor Strange is like, I know. So Dormammu, rather, tries to seal the dimensional portal so they can't get out.
Yeah.
And then, like, they're trying to escape, but then I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange just uses, like, magic bullshit to like, be like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
just-
I mean, it's always magic bullshit, right?
Yeah. It's like his whole thing is magic bullshit.
You didn't know that I had a spell that you didn't know about that
Yeah.
counteracts that other spell you don't know about.
Yeah.
I say this as someone who fucking loves that shit.
It's like the magical version of, like, the Bat Belt, you know?
Yeah.
So, they're back on Earth now, back in the right dimension. And MJ's like, where's my daddy? And then, Spider-Man's like, he was never here.
Yeah.
And obviously Mary Jane is like, bullshit. And Doctor Strange is like, okay, I'm gonna have to, like, hack into her memory here. And he kind of, like, shows, like, a flashback of Mary Jane as a child.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mary Jane, your father was an abusive piece of shit.
Yeah.
And she remembers that he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, he has like a crash course therapy session.
Yeah.
Just like, remember all these repressed memories. Your father didn't, go away and start a cult.
He was just a bad person.
He was just a bit of a dick.
And he's pretty much a swear man, like, good luck dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
I've got some dimensions to save. But yeah, she kind of comes back to, like, the real world, and he explains to Mary Jane, oh yeah, Barry Mordo tried to use that weakness, that, like, horrible abandonment you suffered to get at you. And MJ kind of sees the truth. She's like, okay, I guess that he wasn't real, and my dad was awful. But at that moment, Dormammu, I guess, extends a hand into our dimension. Mm-hmm. If you can do that, why not just climb through the hole? I don't get what the rules are.
I think he can go one hand at a time.
Yeah. So you can, like...
And he gets jammed if he
Yeah.
goes too far.
The hole's too small.
Yeah.
Dormammu kind of, like, reaches out and grabs her and pulls her into this dimension.
Like fucking King Kong.
Yeah. Spider-Man is about to jump right back the fuck in there.
Yeah.
But Doctor Strange is like, no! Stop it! Are you, like, do you need help?
Well, I mean, if he was going to do it before, he's
Yeah.
going to do it now that there's actually a reason to.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's like, do you have any bleach I can drink? Or... And Doctor Strange is like, well, Mary Jane has to figure this out for herself. apparently, like, this is like an interdimensional version of The Wire because Dormammu needs a warrant to break in to this planet.
That is pretty much it.
Yeah. Pretty much, Doctor Strange says that MJ has to, like, resist his tricks in order for the whole planet not to get, like, eaten. Mm-hmm. And this is, again, like, a commercial for a cereal ad, where, like Mary Jane's logo of the bowl of cereal. And
Dormammu tries to trick her into letting him have a bite.
It is exactly like that.
Yeah.
He's wearing, like, a grandma costume. Like, in a Little Red Riding Hood.
You're not Aunt Anna, you're Mr. Nasty.
Oh, damn it, fool again! All I want is a bowl of Dormammu's!
Cannot help her now. Dormammu must be accepted into our world by someone who embraces him, like Mordo.
Inside the Dark Dimension, Dormammu kind of takes the form of MJ's dad, and he's like, yeah, come back to me, baby. You're my daughter. I love you and shit. But MJ's like, we're clearly in a dark dimension. I don't think this is real.
Yeah. Why are you floating around on this skull throne?
Yeah. What was that screaming void all around you?
Yeah.
Don't you have, like, electricity? Was there TV? Where are your shoes?
I mean, single life is hard. Man.
Yeah. Took the divorce badly.
Yeah. Your mother took everything.
She literally took everything.
Yeah, she took the concept of gravity.
Yeah. But yeah, MJ this time is wise to Dormammu's tricks, and she's like, no cereal for you. That rejection was so devastating that the cult begins to collapse.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, I think she's spat back into, like, our world. And then Doctor Strange is, like, taking far too long to explain what's happening.
Yeah.
As the building collapses on top of them.
He doesn't give a shit, it wouldn't affect him.
He doesn't care. Like, Spider-Man's like, yeah, fuck it. I really hope this one collapses soon, because I could die right now.
Yeah, Spider-Man wants to die, and Doctor Strange has, like, a magic shield.
Wong is there by this point is gone.
Yeah. You fucking ported out of there.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna check the parking meter. And Doctor Strange is like, we didn't take a car. It's like, I did. And yeah, like, Doctor Strange finally teleports out of there. And yeah, they survived. Just about. And then they're on a nearby rooftop where Doctor Strange says, okay, everything's fine now. And Spider-Man kind of, like, takes Mary Jane. He's like, cheers, crazy wizard dude. Mm-hmm. And he takes Mary Jane. He's like, I'm gonna take you home now. And then I'm gonna jump off a bridge. And she's like, what? And he's like, nothing. And they kind of swing away. Wong is kind of to Strange like, all's well that ends well, right, Doctor Strange? And Doctor Strange is like, I think we're being watched.
Right.
And you zoom out and zoom out and zoom out.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to happen at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turns out that, like, all of this was being watched in a crystal ball by a mysterious woman.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode. Who the fuck could that be, Jack?
It's Madam Web.
It's Madam Web. So Madam Web.
So sorry for removing all the mystery from this show.
Spoiler alert for, like, a 25-year-old TV show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was one episode of Spider-Man the Animated Series.
I think we covered about, like, 50% of what happened.
You need to watch this episode if you like.
I actually, like, I'm so glad that you are the person who does the recap stuff, because not only do I not have to do that research,
Yeah.
but as it was happening, I was thinking, I can't fucking remember the order of events. I remember, like, a bunch of stuff that happens. Like, I remember them fighting over a bone. I remember a point where Spider-Man throws a bone and then webs it back to him, like, yeah, to Dormammu. I know that ninjas will fly around shooting laser beams from their eyes. I know Aunt Anna's, like, an asshole. And then I was like, I don't know what order any of that happened in.
Even the Wikipedia for this episode was confused. It was, like, barely English.
Speaking of confusing, I have, like, a one tiny, like, trivia note about this episode that I found entertaining.
Excellent.
Which is, according to, like, the Marvel Animated Wikipedia, originally the animation producer messed up the dialogue, and because of this, Doctor Strange was given Dormammu's voice in one scene, and then this mistake made it seem that Doctor Strange was trying to encourage Mary Jane to join with Dormammu. And then John Semper Jr. fucking hero of this show. Like, just
go follow him on Instagram. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, very wholesome. And then he just caught the mistake and then went and fixed it last minute.
He's the true hero of this show.
But like, imagine how confusing that would be if we were watching this and then Doctor Strange starts going like, "Join the dark dimension,"
and then it's never mentioned again.
Our work here is now...
What is it, Doctor? What's wrong?
I sense that we are being watched by someone whose powers dwarf my own.
How was that for a start to season 3 for you?
It's an interesting start. It's remind me a bit of the start of season 2 of like, we're gonna like start off with a bang. But it's just interesting because it doesn't have many Spider-Man focused stuff. It's all like the guest star, like we're gonna fight Doctor Strange's villains. And, you know, it does seem like they're very committed to the long storyline rather than the episodic stuff that they had in the first season.
They're just like, let's have crazy shit just go down.
One thing I'll say about this episode, though, which kind of went a ways to making me like it a bit more, I feel like they got more money in this season.
Why would you say that?
Because the animation, I just think, started like looking better. I feel like the color like is a bit more like...
the saturation is a bit higher.
Yeah, it's almost like a bit washed out sometimes, but then it's also like bright and, like you said, like saturated, so it kind of like looks more interesting in that way. I feel like there's just like more colours on the screen, which helps for this episode when everything is going fucking psychedelic.
Yeah. It's like going through a kaleidoscope of flying ninjas. It's insane.
On top of that, there's a lot of stuff in the last couple of seasons of like the animation like reusing certain things where they clearly like didn't have enough money. I don't think we even mentioned it, but in the Ravages of Time episode, there's the bit where like I think like rubble falls on Spider-Man. Yeah. And then like he shakes it off, but they just literally play it backwards of the rubble falling upwards. And it happens fast enough you don't really notice it, but there's definitely...
you notice it, it's kind of like...
There's a lot of like little things in that, and I feel like this is kind of like... I don't know if it's just this episode or if it's the whole season.
They ran out of budget on episode 1.
But they're just like throwing money at the screen a little bit.
Oh yeah. Like, I remember from like, episode 4 of Dr. Octopus where like they have the scene of Spider-Man getting thrown out the window, and when he has to like change back into Peter Parker, he just jumps out the window in the same way. It's like,
I mean, he just like jumps backwards head first through the window.
It's amazing. When I was recapping this, the episode that came to mind was season 2, episode 12, which was the second Tablet of Time episode.
Yeah, Ravages of Time,
which was a goddamn dumpster fire.
Yeah,
but this is definitely better than that. In terms of coherence, I wouldn't say this is like properly like structured, so to speak. Spider-Man isn't like a big lesson.
We've spoken about this before, and I think you coined the phrase in Beats by Beast, but I think this is a cheese nightmare.
This is a delicious cheese nightmare.
Yeah, and I, for one, am into it.
I'm usually not one for a cheese nightmare, but I was like, yeah, put this into my mouth.
For those who like regularly follow us, we had the season break, but then we also started up our Patreon where we were doing a bunch of bonus episodes, and then we did Comic Book Club, and we started this whole X-Men retrospective. We've been focusing on all that stuff, so it feels like it's been a little while since we actually just watched the show we're meant to be podcasting about. Yeah. And then to come back into it and be like, okay, hopefully it's still good, and then it's just complete insanity. This is kind of what I wanted, you know?
It's like going home at Christmas, having not been home for a while, and you open the door and it's just pandemonium.
It's like opening the door and your mum introduces you to her new husband, Nicolas Cage.
And he's like, nice to meet you. Hi.
That was the worst Nicolas Cage.
That was more Keanu Reeves.
Maybe.
Ugh, God damn it. But yeah, Nicolas Cage. Just imagine I did a good Nicolas Cage impression there. You can like edit it in or something.
Yeah, I'll just edit in like an actual Nicolas Cage like quote.
Yeah. Just like, yeah. Hi, this is my new husband, Nicolas Cage. Not the beast!
I think I would I think I could just replace all your dialogue with Nicolas Cage, maybe. You
should probably just replace me entirely with Nicolas Cage.
I feel like if I was able to pay him, he would say yes.
He probably needs the money. But, so I just bought like cursed Egyptian gold. I need the money to.
Yeah, I think. I mean, as clearly needed of money that Nicolas Cage is, I think I need money more. So until I make a little bit more money, and have a little bit of thrown around cash. I don't think we will have him on the show.
Unless he wants to be on the show. Like, if he like, I want to be on the podcast, guys.
He does like comic books.
Yeah.
But like, I think he's more into DC. He loves Superman. His son's called Kal-El.
He was going to play Superman in the movie.
Yeah, and his surname Cage comes from Luke Cage.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he changed his name because his name's like Coppola or something. He's
he's
like related to those guys. I can't remember what his actual name is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that, and he has like a copy of like the first issue of that Superman appeared in. Like,
shit!
This dude's like a huge nerd with that stuff, so maybe he would join us one day.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, if you're listening,
I would fucking lose my mind if that happened.
Okay, how about this? David Lynch or Nicolas Cage? Who'd be better for the podcast?
David Lynch.
Are you sure about that? I love David Lynch as much as you, but like I feel like for the podcast, Nicolas Cage has more energy.
I don't think Nicolas Cage would bring the same energy he brings to his movies to real life.
He can bring his own cocaine. I mean, like... Delicious Cheese Nightmare is the word. If we're talking about starts of season 3, that was exactly what I was hoping for, but way better. Mm-hmm. And after like the Neogenic Nightmare, which kind of like ran out of steam towards the end, here's them going like the party was kind of like winding down, but someone brought an entire keg of beer, and now there is a horse in my apartment, and the party's still going, and the cops might shut us down, but not yet.
I wanted more episodic stuff, but this felt like it was still an end-to-end episode. It wasn't like those Morbius episodes where it was constantly, see you next time, Morbius is still on the loose. If they keep it like this, it's still kind of episodic and then with a tease for the next thing, that's cool. Also, it seems like the general arc is like more like a theme.
Yeah.
Like if it's doing stuff about like fathers and parents and that kind of stuff and they loosely stick to that, that's cool with me. Whereas like last one, it was like...
This one bullshit thing is happening.
Like the theme of like monsters be mashing.
Monsters be mashing, neogenically.
I don't know. I mean, it might end up with a thing where every single one of our episode titles ends up with the word daddy in it.
I kind of like that. Yeah. That probably brings us to the end of us talking about the episode of Spider-Man Animated Series. But as you know, some of these episodes, in fact, Spider-Man himself, was based on something called, let me check my notes here, a comic book? A comic book?
In terms of like our comic origins segment this time, it's really thin on the ground, but Spider-Man, you know, he debuts in Amazing Fantasy 15 in 1962. The following year, 1963, Doctor Strange comes out in Strange Tales number 110, written by Stan Lee, with art by Steve Ditko. So it's like the same creative team, and I'd say Steve Ditko is like even more involved with the Doctor Strange stuff because I like those early issues, like they're fun to read and stuff, but so much of it is these like fucking psychedelic crazy images and they look so cool. Mm-hmm. And then Stan Lee comes in and says, by the winds of Wutum or whatever, and it kind of works, but you can tell it's like very much like Steve Ditko driven. But it was actually like 2 years after that in 1965 that Doctor Strange and Spider-Man first met, which was in The Amazing Spider-Man Annual issue 2.
Yeah.
So the first one being the Sinister Six, which we spoke about last season.
Yeah.
And the second annual is just team up with Doctor Strange. And it's actually quite similar to this. This is an adaptation of that comic.
That is amazing.
But with just some added insane wrinkles. Like, for instance, there's none of the Mary Jane stuff.
There's probably a lot of Mary Jane used in creating this.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, Steve Ditko was super conservative, but I'm betting Stan Lee was high.
I'm surprised if Stan Lee was ever sober during the creation of Spider-Man.
Yeah, but there were also, I'm pretty sure, no flying ninjas. Flying ninjas have turned up as minions of Baron Mordo in those comics.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Doctor Strange, like, hiding around the world from these flying ninjas and shit. Getting on a plane and shit like that.
Like the Fugitive, but with flying ninjas.
Yeah, like flying Tommy Lee Jones. Or whatever. The main thing that they change is, like, in that annual, it's like someone is trying to get the Wand of Watum, but it's not Baron Mordo. And Baron Mordo does hook up with Dormammu in the comics a lot, but neither of those are in this comic though.
Okay.
It's just like an evil sorcerer called Xandu. He wants the wand, and Spider-Man ends up getting involved because like he sees two people stealing some shit.
And he's all like, Zan don't.
Yep. He fights them, and then he's like, why do these random thugs have like superpowers? And then Doctor Strange turns up and is like, oh, this is this Xandu guy. And then they fuck around with the wand for a bit and then save the day. And their parting in the final panel of that comic is Doctor Strange saying, may the Vishanti watch over thee. And Spider-Man says, and may your amulet never tickle, which is the line that they use for their parting in this episode as well, which I thought was a neat touch.
Yeah.
Because it's very clear that they actually make a point of adapting the comics in this, even though they do change a lot. It's very clear that people in the creative team have actually read these comics and actually like them. Because the idea of like, also, you know, it's pretty good to throw in Baron Mordo and or Mamu in there. If you can have a Doctor Strange episode, put in those two big bads rather than fucking Xandu, who gives a shit about him.
I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah. The end.
If we're talking about like the comic book origin being very thin on the ground, this is like if it was a sandwich. This episode of that Spider-Man show would be like a flatbread, like packed with ham.
I'm kind of lost, but I am kind of hungry now.
But he wants some ham on the flatbread.
No, that actually sounds really terrible, the way you put it. I
yeah.
just want food that's not that. I want a cheese nightmare is what I want. So I'm just going to watch this episode again and go to sleep.
Yep. So yeah, we've come to the end of our journey here on this here episode. But if you're looking for more of that 90s Spider-Man show, this is season 3. Like, you got like a whole 2 seasons to like listen through, you know? Mm-hmm. You've got a Patreon as well.
Yeah.
You can like check out like our amazing tweets and posts on social media. We've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and as always, please like rate and review because it'll give us a little boost.
Seriously, like we need the ego boost. Wait, the same joke every time, but that's because I'm not joking. Any last words, Jack?
Mordo House!
And remember, when there's something strange in the neighborhood, don't call Peter Parker.